Hello everyone, this is the part 5 of ecosystem chapter, and during the organization of an ecosystem we have learned about the transfer of energy. So in this particular video we are going to learn about the topic energy flow in an ecosystem. What is energy? Energy is actually it is the ability to do work, and the main source of energy in any ecosystem is the radiant energy or the solar energy or the light energy derived from the sun. And out of this total solar radiation that are falling on the earth, 50% of the total solar radiation is PAR, that is photosynthetically active radiation, which can be used or which is used by plants to make their food or by the process of photosynthesis. So this is the process by which plants they make their food or the producers make their food. Here the carbohydrate is made up in the process of photosynthesis, and light is an integral part of the process. What is energy flow actually? Energy flow is the rate of energy transfer between the different elements or the participants of an ecological system. In any ecosystem, the members of the ecosystem or the individual of the ecosystem, they are interconnected by means of the food chain. The members are interconnected or they are present in a chain by means of the food chain, and during the transfer of the food there is the flow of energy between the participants of the ecosystem. So this rate of energy transfer between elements of an ecological system is called the energy flow. And the energy flow in any ecosystem is always a constant unidirectional flow or transfer of energy from sunlight through plants and plant eating animals to flesh eating animals in the form of food. This is the energy flow. The flow of energy is unidirectional in the ecosystem because the food chains which exist in any ecosystem, they are straight, they are not cyclic. There is a straight relation between the organism, and with the passing of the food from one organism of ecosystem to the another organism of the ecosystem at different trophic level, there is also the transfer of energy. This is the energy flow, which is constant unidirectional, or the transfer of energy from sunlight through plants, which are the producers, and plant eating animals, herbivores, to flesh eating animals, these are the carnivores, in the form of food. In any ecosystem there are producers which are making food, then there are herbivores. Herbivores are what? Which are directly dependent on plants, herb eating. Then there are carnivores, and carnivores are primary carnivores, secondary carnivores, tertiary carnivores. So carnivores are those which are eating herbivores. So they are dependent on herbivores for the food. Plant utilize 2 to 10% of PAR in photosynthesis. Photosynthetically active radiation out of the total solar radiation which is falling on the earth. 50% is PAR, and 2 to 10% of that 50% is utilized by plant in photosynthesis process. The amount of solar radiation reaching the surface of earth is 2 calories per square centimeter per minute. It is more or less constant and is called solar constant or solar flux. 95 to 99% of the energy is lost in the form of by means of reflection. Light energy is converted into chemical energy. During the process of photosynthesis, the light energy harvested by plants is changed into the chemical energy. CO2 plus H2O is changed into the C6H12O6 plus O2 is released as a byproduct. So this solar energy or the light energy is changing into the chemical energy. To estimate the actual production and the maximum possible production of organic matter of any kind, it is necessary to understand basic concept of energy and energy flow in any ecosystem. Now this is the energy flow model in any ecosystem. Here the producers are present, means plants or autotrophs are present. Here the herbivores, the plant eaters. Here the carnivores. Now here the decomposers are present. So herbivores which are taking directly producers, carnivores which are taking herbivores. Here example plants, rabbit, wolf, secondary carnivore, lion. So solar energy is taken up in the process of photosynthesis, and this light energy is changing into the chemical energy. Now in the form of food, the energy is transferred from one trophic level to the, this is first trophic level, this is second trophic level, this is third trophic level, this is fourth trophic level, is transferred, and some of the energy is released. Chemical energy is released in the form of heat, for which is utilized for body activities. So this is heat which is lost during the transfer of food, and by means of transfer of food there is the transfer of energy flow in any ecosystem. So what are producers? I have already introduced these terms and explained also. These are the green plants which are capable of manufacturing their food by means of photosynthesis. They are able to fix energy obtained from the sun, and that light energy is changing into the chemical energy. Producers, they are autotrophic, means they are self food making organisms. They have chlorophyll in them, which is very necessary for the process of photosynthesis. Now the primary consumer, they are obtaining their food from producers. The primary producers, then there are primary consumers, then there are secondary consumers, and there is tertiary consumers. The conversion of radiant energy of sun into chemical energy and its subsequent transfer of other organisms occur in accordance with the law of thermodynamics, and this changing of the light energy into the chemical energy and the subsequent transfer to different trophic levels is according to the law of thermodynamics. Consumer phagotrophs cannot make their food, they are heterotrophs, but they are directly or indirectly dependent on producers for obtaining food. Consumer may be primary consumer or herbivores, secondary consumer or primary carnivores, tertiary consumers or secondary carnivores. So what is the first law of thermodynamics? As the transfer of energy is according to the law of thermodynamics, it states that the energy is neither created nor destroyed but can be transferred from one component to another. So energy at each trophic level is transferring to the another higher trophic level. So there is transfer of energy, but the energy is neither created nor destroyed. Sunlight energy can be transformed into energy of food and heat. Second law of thermodynamics states that at each step of energy transformation, there occur dissipation of energy and increase in disorderliness. Means at each trophic level during the transfer of energy there is loss of energy as heat. Trophic structure of ecosystem is a type of producer-consumer arrangement in which each food level is called trophic level. During explanation of the food chain, I have explained the trophic levels also. So trophic structure of an ecosystem is a type of producer-consumer arrangement in which each food level is called the trophic level. A large amount of energy is lost at each trophic level in the form of heat. It is estimated that 90% of energy is lost. During this transfer of energy, 90% of the energy is lost, and it is only the 10% of the biomass or the energy is transferred to the from one trophic level to another trophic level. It is estimated that 90% of the energy is lost when it is transformed from one trophic level to another. Hence, the amount of energy available decreases from step to step. It means if it is at the first trophic level, then second trophic level, then third trophic level, fourth trophic level. If there is 1000 calories of energy present in the first trophic level, only the 10% of this is transferring to the second trophic level, and 10% of this, then the 10% of this 1 calories. So at the fourth trophic level, only the 1 calorie of energy is available. So the amount of energy is decreasing from top to bottom. Only about 10% of biomass is transferred from one trophic level to the next in a food chain. In a food chain, only 10% of the biomass is transferring from one trophic level to the another next trophic level. When the food chain is short, if the food chain is consist of these 2 members only or these 3 members only, you can see here the availability of energy at the third trophic level is more or is higher. If the food chain is long, the final consumer or the consumer present at the fourth trophic level may get a lesser amount of energy. So here you can see the trophic level in a grassland ecosystem. The trophic levels, the arrangement of producer consumers in a food chain is demarcated by means of trophic level. So the organism which is present at the first level is the first trophic level. Second member of the food chain is at the second level or the second trophic level. Third member of the food chain is at the third trophic level. Fourth member of the food chain is at the fourth level, and the fifth member of the food chain is at the fifth trophic level. So this is the example of a grassland ecosystem. The grass, it is a producer which is taken up by grasshopper. Grasshopper is taken up by frog. Frog is taken up by ergot, and it is taken up by eagle, which is the final member of this food chain. So mode of assimilation, these are autotroph. All these are heterotroph because these are dependent on directly or indirectly on producers. So these are the feeding pattern. These are producer. These are primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer, quaternary consumer. Trophic level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here is the trophic level pyramid. Trophic levels can also be shown in the form of the pyramids. These are the producer at the base, then the herbivores, then carnivores, then secondary carnivores. These are the grass, primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumers. Then all going to be decomposed by means of decomposers. So this is all about the energy flow. Thank you so much.